Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mediak. And I apologize for last week. I apologize specifically to Skylar because I didn't wear this shirt. Beep, beep, what is it? Room, beep, boop, whoosh.
I think it's Rush, not Vroom. Because they're not cars.
Oh,
they're
not.
not.
They're not cars, yeah. They're fancier than that. We're back with Empire. Woo! Chandler is missing. We've replaced him with Cassie. She's back. Skylar's over there. Austin's right there. And Zach, as usual, is right here. Very excited. All of us are big fans of Star Wars, so we're really excited to get back into the kick of things. And Cassie volunteered. And this is not a joke this time. We're not throwing her on the spot. She actually volunteered to do the summary of the movie. So take it away. As usual, stay tuned after the review if you want to hear some movie-related news or other stuff that we've been watching, playing, whatever, since last recording. Take it away, Cassie.
Yeah, I felt bad because last week I missed the podcast because I overslept. So I felt like this is fair. So the movie picks up after the Death Star is destroyed and all the rebels are chilling on Hoth, which is that really cold, icy planet. And they are hiding from the Empire. And, oh no, the Empire finds them, and they attack, and they all have to flee Hoth. I feel like this is going to be a really short summary. My bad.
I think it was effective.
That or like nothing happened, like nothing of substance happened in the movie. And I don't mean that in like a bad way, but it's hard to describe it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when they're fleeing, Luke goes off to, what's the planet called? He goes to seek out Yoda, who's this small little creature, and Han, Leia, Chewie, and C-3PO are all running away from the Empire. And Luke gets to that planet, he finds Yoda, they train, and Luke is like, oh no, my friends are in danger. And Yoda's like, don't leave. And then Obi-Wan shows up, he's like, don't leave. And Luke's like, I'm gonna leave. So Luke leaves, and he goes and he saves his friends. He tries to. And so Han, Leia, Chewie, C-3PO are all being chased by the Empire, and they're like, I don't know where to go. And so they're like, we should go to Cloud City. I think that's what it was called. I don't remember.
It is Cloud City.
And they meet up with Lando. Plot twist. Lando is kind of stupid, and he sells them out to the Empire. And Darth Vader is there, blah, blah, blah. And then Lando's like, oh no, my bad. I didn't think that was going to happen. I just wanted to protect my thing. And then he kind of switches and tries to help them. Han gets trapped in carbonite. He's stuck there like this for forever.
Dude, lips were massive in that, bro. Like, I did not remember him getting like filler or anything, dude. I wanted to kiss it. It was impossible not to. Sorry, continue.
It was absurd. So Luke shows up to Cloud City to try to save his friends, and Leia's like, no, don't go in there, it's a trap, blah blah blah. And he ends up fighting Darth Vader, and then, spoiler alert, we find out that Darth Vader is Luke's dad. Crazy. But you guys didn't see that one coming, and
I didn't.
It's some crazy stuff.
So, is that for real, Skylar? Like, did you actually not know that?
I'm lying. I did.
Okay, cool.
We talked about it last week.
G did actually have a reaction to that. Let me explain. Okay, so she's heard the quote before, but she just wasn't sure if Darth Vader was lying to Luke in that moment to like try and trick him to get him to go on the dark side or something like that. And she was like, is he being serious? Like, is that actually true? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh, okay. I think she would have much preferred if Darth was lying to Luke or something like that. I thought that was quite funny. I like that a lot. Sorry,
that would have been like psychological warfare type levels. That's evil.
They are evil.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. He committed genocide.
Yeah,
he did do that. He's not a nice dude. Yeah. What else? Luke loses his hand, and then Leia, Lando, C-3PO, and Chewie are all the Millennium Falcon. They go and they pick up Luke, and Luke's like, ah, man,
I don't
something. Yeah, I got no hand. That's what he said. And then Lando and Chewie, does C-3PO also leave with them? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
But they go off to do something. I don't remember what, because I was kind of falling asleep. They were doing their thing. And then the movie ends with Luke and Leia looking over out into the distance.
Indeed.
They're in a safe galaxy.
Yeah, for sure.
G also did not like Luke's new hand. She was like, so it's a real hand, and I said, no, it's a robot hand, and she goes, why doesn't it look like C-3PO's? And I was like, because they needed to have Luke's real hand in there because they can't just like have a fake hand in it. It's 1980, and she goes, oh,
that wasn't in the budget.
And I was like, yeah, don't worry. In the prequels, Anakin gets like a C-3PO like hand, and I think that is a significant.
I wonder because. Okay. I don't know why I thought that like Luke's hand looked more robot-y. Maybe I was mixing it up with the prequels because I like didn't remember him getting like a person hand back.
I like
that robot in Last Jedi.
Oh, you're right. It is a robot hand in Last Jedi. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, it's like deteriorated.
Oh, okay.
I knew that Darth Vader was Luke's father, but I had no idea what movie it happened in. So I like vaguely saw the moment and I was like, is this it? Like, is this what happens? And then it did. And I don't know why. I thought it would be like a lot more menacing and not like I'm your dad.
No, I'm your father.
I'm also going to complain a little bit here because I watched the behind the scenes first and they were like, oh, on set, he said something else. He said, Luke, I killed your father. And then I watched the movie and I was like, no, there's no way. There's actually no way that's what they said on set because the scene, the line following Darth Vader saying, no, Luke, I am your father is Luke saying, you killed my dad. What? Like, what? So he goes, no, you killed my dad. And then Darth Vader goes, no, I killed your dad. No! No!
Maybe it was really loud there and he just didn't hear him right.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know why. Like, they definitely didn't say. I think I'm just saying that out of a nostalgia thing because since like I was born, I was with the idea that they didn't say, no, I am your father on set. But like, I just don't believe that anymore. Like after all the information I have and people saying like incorrect things for the last movie and this, I'm just like, no, that's a lie. You just lied to me. You're creating more of a mystery about this movie than it actually is. And especially since like, and I mean this as a good thing because I thought this was like a great part of the movie. They hint at it throughout the entire thing. Like they hint at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I feel like that's not like the A plot, but they do mention his dad and like his connection to the Force and Darth Vader throughout the entire film. And Darth Vader is way more in this movie too. And especially like that scene with the Emperor, which I know that the Emperor, Skylar, we could get into it. He texted me on the side and was like, what was an addition in this movie?
Skywalker.
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were go on. I thought you were referencing the Emperor saying Anakin Skywalker, and then Sky would be confused about that because he hasn't seen the prequels.
Well, he knows the name though, so I think he's fine enough.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was that Emperor hologram is an addition, but it's not like that's not a bad addition at all. They just made it so that you can see him more. Because I know in the original one, like it was very not visible. Like the hologram stuff didn't look as good. But that was an addition. I did like that scene because I do think it elevated a little bit better, like making the CG a little bit like up to standard. I think that's actually a good use of it. I think the previous movie kind of flubbed it a bit. But that scene I loved because Darth was like, how about actually, I think we could use him on our team. Actually, I think we could use him on our team. And it built his character up. Well, if you didn't know the twist, that kind of would make you be like, why does he care? Like, why does he want him on our side here or something like that? I thought that was really well written. I was kind of shocked because I didn't remember that scene very well whenever I rewatched this movie. Again, it's been like 10 years since I've seen it. Go ahead, Scott. Yeah.
That's actually the thing that made me start questioning if this was the movie that he said it or not, because of how often and how like much he was like against just killing him off.
Yeah.
Because it seemed super weird, especially because the second he went to Cloud City and we saw him kill like 3 of his own guys in this movie.
Yeah.
I
thought he was way more easy killing in this movie. Like he just was like left and right.
Yeah. And then like he threatened like Lando. He's like, do it before I change the conditions again. And like he seemed like much more okay with killing people. So it was very weird that he was like, okay, no, we can't, you know. But that's actually what made me start thinking about it because of how much how against it he was like throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. I'm going to go off of that a little bit here, and I'm not sure if this is going to be a positive or a negative, but it's going to be somewhat in the same realm because it's in relation to like a twist, I'd say. Did you guys get the vibe that George thought that they were brother and sister yet? Because like I still am not sure of that at all. Because I don't know if you guys remember in the third one, but like the reveal of that is kind of bad. Like he just like sits down. He sits down next to her and he goes, "Yeah, we're siblings," and then just walks away. And there's just like no other build up to it at all. So I genuinely can't tell. The Yoda thing is the only thing that makes me think that they're brother and sister. Because are you guys thinking of there's another one? That's okay, cool. Yeah. That's like the only thing that makes me think that yeah, go ahead.
The Yoda thing in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Luke goes away, Obi-Wan's like, "Nah, bro, it's okay. He might not die." And Yoda's like, "Nah, dude, that guy's tapped, but don't worry, we got someone else who has Force abilities." And like everyone and their mom thinks that Yoda's talking about Leia in that moment because she's like the daughter of Anakin as well. And in later movies, it has confirmed that she is like a Force user. So yeah, I don't know. Like I really, that was something I was really looking for because like I felt like it was very clear in the last movie that he did not intend for them to be siblings and he did not intend for Darth Vader to be the dad. And in this movie, I didn't see it like at all, especially at the kiss at the beginning. Like I know that's like different, but Cass, you look like you're.
I just have a question. So if they've been, because how have they been like changing the movies? Like I'm not up to date on how that works, but why wouldn't you just edit it out? Like if they're siblings, stop making them kiss. You have the power to just take it out of the movie. It doesn't add anything to the plot. It doesn't need to be in there. It's weird.
So I had argued to say that in this movie, it actually adds more to the plot than in the last movie, because I feel like in the last movie, the kiss that Leia did to Luke was right before they swung across that bridge or whatever. You could have just removed that and it would have been completely fine. However, in this movie, it was like it was a part of the C plot, which was Han and Leia's relationship. And in that scene, he was like egging her on. And if they weren't siblings, then that would have been a completely normal scene where she just kind of like does something in retaliation to Han. But it's just weird because we're like, oh, incest, you know? Like,
yeah, and then after she kissed him, he goes like this. It's like, stop.
That is awesome.
That's your sister. I know he doesn't know that. It's like, oh my god.
Okay,
dude, I almost put that down as my funniest.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't.
My funniest,
like no sound, nothing went on. He just like.
I'm not saying it wasn't awesome. I'm just saying, knowing what I know about them,
yeah,
it kind of makes me go.
Even knowing that, I think that is the funniest thing ever, and it makes it even funnier.
I think this adds into Austin's thing that he said last week, where not only is Leia Luke's only kiss, but he's kissed her 3 times. So like that's very interesting, Luke. You want to say, if he was able to watch his life like movies like we do, I think he would not be very proud of it.
I want to add to the theory, if that's all right.
Go ahead.
I think she's also the only girl he's like ever had a crush for as well.
You're probably right. Honestly,
I get that vibe. Because at the end, he was so insanely close to her whenever they were looking at the Milky Way.
Yeah.
I think he likes his sister, man. I'm like, I think if Leia was on board, we'd be seeing some Game of Thrones type stuff in this.
Definitely. I agree with you.
I didn't even think about that scene at the end because like I'm so used to them being like siblings now. I just was like, oh, they're just reminiscing over their lost thing. But no, that's Luke sliding in. Like, oh, geez, bro.
He's trying to, man, unsuccessfully, because Luke doesn't have that game in him. But like,
consistently unsuccessfully. He tried the my Uncle Ben died trick last movie, and then this movie he's like, I lost a hand, and my dad is upset at me, and still doesn't work. Did you
think?
Good, sorry.
No, I was just. You think that Ben would be like, "Hey, dude, you know that girl?"
Yeah, at some point, like he's a ghost. He's walking this whole time, and he sees him kissing his sister, and he's like, "This is okay."
Maybe after the time, he could just show up and be like, "Hey,
maybe
stop
don't do that again." He was there too, because like in that Hoth scene, he literally talked to him like the previous night. So Obi-Wan is just watching. Do you think that happened? And Obi-Wan just went, oh shit. that's yucky. That's
Sorry, Dad, man, your kids are into some weird shit now.
He goes, I hate to see that happen again. I really don't want to see that happen again. I could stop that. I'm not going to. I just
And
don't
then
want
it happened 2 more times.
Yeah. Ooh, yucky ooey. I love that stuff. 2 things. I'm very confident that my funniest scene is unique. There's no one in this chat has it. Okay. Oh, Skylar had a question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, so I want to see if any of you were paying attention. How many times did Yoda blink in this movie?
0.
You were counting that?
Yes, I counted every single time he blinked or shut his eyes.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna say 4
I can
then.
think of
Okay. I like how
1.
you didn't ask this question earlier because you figured that Austin would have somehow done it already.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to ask Zach and Cassie first because like Austin's weird. He probably could have thought of something.
Yeah, it was probably his funniest scene or his least favorite. He's like, man, he only blinked this many times.
I forgot the seagulls. I should have shown the seagull video to G. Damn it.
I love that video.
I'm so happy someone else gets it. Oh,
Do you
dude.
want to lock in your guess before I reveal the answer?
Guess. Okay. Cassie said 1.
I'm guessing. Oh, Cassie went already. Okay. I'm going with 3.
Well, it was 4, so
That's
I
close.
hated that it was still guessed. But yes, 3 of them happened right around the time where Luke was using the Force to try and lift the ship. So there was like a 45-minute span or something where he only blinked like a single time, and it was because he was dropped or something like that.
Dude.
It was like an inordinate amount of time where he had not blinked, and he like got like close where he was like squinting, but his eyes did not shut. So I was like, dude, this would be really funny if I counted the amount of time he blinked in this.
No one on the planet has done that, Skylar. So I'm really proud of you for that.
Well, apparently you have because you got it.
Well,
but
that was a guess. Well, I thought of 2 scenes. There's the scene where he's like doing the Force, and then whenever they leave, he closes his eyes or something. So I was like, it's at least 2. So I'm gonna double
eyes.
that.
They were in the dark.
Yeah, you're right. That seagull video, I can't watch this movie and not think of it. It is
Yeah, me too.
seagulls. Stop it now. Sorry, it's so peak. Someone took Yoda and like edited it and made a song about seagulls and had Yoda singing to the seagulls. It's peak. It's the greatest thing on this planet. If you want to get enjoyment, I actually don't know. I haven't watched it since high school, so maybe it's terrible, but I think it's amazing.
I think it's still pretty peak.
Yeah, it's probably peak. But yeah, it's the YouTube channel is Bad Lip Reading. The song is called Seagulls. Stop it now. It's peak. Heavily recommended. I'm gonna immediately show it to G right after this because I feel like it's pretty crucial watching the Star Wars 5, at least in my opinion. Peak.
Are
Did you guys notice
we
that?
in positives or negatives?
I'd say we're in positives still. Okay.
Okay.
I was like,
I do have a positive if you don't have one.
Shut up, Zach.
I have miscellaneous information. That's essentially what I have. But yeah, go ahead. Hit the positive.
The music was really good in this. They did a good job every single time Darth Vader was on screen. They played that song, and I was like, "Oh, dude.
I know
was like,
that,
oh my gosh, that was fantastic
Right.
every single time."
So Cassie, I'm going to kind of address something that you said and also go off of that point a little bit here. So you said you don't know what changes they did to these movies. In the 90s, they re-released them in anticipation for the prequels. They did some changes, but after the prequels, whenever they had CG technology, they remade them again and added like a shit ton of CG and grossness to at least the first one. This movie was almost untouched. Like, I'd say that the flying, like, I don't remember the name of the ships that Luke and them were flying in at the very beginning of the movie. Like, sometimes they use CG ships, and then basically, like, half of the ships in space were CG. But, like, it wasn't that bad. I thought that the additions were, like, not the worst thing ever. The first time we heard the Imperial March while the 3 ships were flying over Hoth, actual chills. It was incredible. That was such a fucking sick scene. Because like it gave me, I was so disappointed when we watched A New Hope because of that opening shot. because that's one of like the coolest shots in cinema, like in my opinion, where it has like that little ship coming over and then that massive ship right behind it. And I thought the CG kind of ruined it last time, but in this movie, I was like, I didn't feel that at all. Like that was just sick. Like that was just cool. And also, like all of the music and throughout this entire franchise, I feel like we didn't talk about it very much last movie, but it was still peak. Like all
It
the
was.
motifs, the orchestra, good stuff, bro.
And John Williams is the GOAT.
Actually, literally the goat. Also watching it without the music is weird because that's like 90% of the behind the scenes like bits, and I'm just like seeing Luke shaking, going like, "We almost got him!" And I'm like, "Wow, the music really elevates this moment." Like, this does not look as good. Did you guys notice that Lando was wearing Han's clothes at the end of this movie?
No,
he filled
that's
in
kind
for
of fucked
Han.
up.
I know, right? Like he sold Han out. Han got carbonite frozen using Lando's technology, and then he stole back the Millennium Falcon, chilled with Chewie, and put on Han's clothes. Guy just filled in.
It was the only way to keep Chewie calm.
Right. So true. Fun fact about Lando: whenever he first appeared and went up to Han and was like, "Hey," and gave him a hug, G said, "Is he in love with Han?" And I laughed and then paused the movie and I said, "It's so funny that you said that because it couldn't be more of the opposite. He's like the Genghis Khan of space. Like everyone on the planet is going to be related to him in like 30 years. That's more of an extended media type thing."
Wait, what?
And then in the following scene, immediately started flirting with Leia, and G was like, "Ah, I see it now." I was like, "Yeah, I get it." He has like 3 children in Star Wars. That's the reason I'm saying that as a joke. And
Why do we know that? Like in what TV show, movie, whatever explains
comic
that?
books, and then Star Wars Episode 9, whenever he comes back, and he has that daughter that's a stormtrooper.
Oh,
But like in
that's
that
a
scene,
normal amount of children to have, you know?
well, I know that, but like on the
Genghis
assumption,
Khan had like thousands.
Dude.
Like I thought you were saying he was popping out kids every freaking planet, every village he went
he
to.
did not know that stormtrooper was his kid until he met her in his late ages. So like she just was taken away and became a stormtrooper for 30 years and then came back. So he could be up that level, you know? It's not like he had a girlfriend that was like having kids with him. Okay.
I think you could be a hoe without being Genghis Khan.
I was saying that's a joke, bro. Like I wasn't saying like it's not like he did the other stuff that Genghis Khan did, you know. I was being a little silly goofy guy.
Okay, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to overanalyze. Just like wanted to see like I don't know how many kids Lando is really popping out here.
I think Mom would be very upset with me if I didn't mention the thing. Yeah.
I was gonna ask because you were talking about G's like opinion on that guy, and last week she said that she thought C-3PO was annoying, like I did too. Did she think he was less annoying in this one because he didn't have as many talking lines, but
she did laugh at him?
He like
once.
filled space.
So like I would say that she probably improved with C-3PO because the scene in which he got shot, she laughed at that. So like I would say that there's some improvement.
I don't know that the only scene that she laughed at was whenever he got shot, and you're like, I think there's improvement here.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he spent like half the movie being shut off or in pieces. Like he couldn't really talk as much. They kept telling him to shut up, and I was like, I bet you guys are like that.
Do you guys think that's retaliation? Go ahead, Austin.
I liked C-3PO significantly less in this movie because he's a racist. He's a freaking racist in this movie. Against Chewie. He does it multiple times.
Oh, you're right.
He's like, who's just a Wookiee? Or he's like, oh, you like, I don't know, blubbering buffoon oaf or something. Like, hold on.
Chewie, I wouldn't have put him back together. I wouldn't take that.
He actually rebuilt him and
yeah.
insulted him after he did it slightly wrong.
I thought that Harry Beast would be the end of me. Bro, what the hell? Like, he's like, after all, he's only a Wookiee. Dude, you are like a droid with all of the knowledge that is known across the system, and you're still choosing racism. Like, what are we doing here?
He
like,
has
you know that they're intelligent.
He has 6 million languages, one of which is the Wookiee language. So he knows that the Wookiee is intelligent, but he's a racist. Yeah, that is very true. Damn, I was gonna say something.
That's kind of even funnier knowing that he, like, all this knowledge that he has, and he still chooses to talk.
I can talk to him. He's calling him straight up, like looking in his eyes, knowing that Chewie's understanding him. He's like, "You hairy beast!" Like, why? What are we doing this for?
Poor Chewie, he doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't. He was so hurt when C-3PO was ripped apart. Like he's like screaming during that scene. No, my racist friend, no.
Do you guys think that George purposely had C-3PO in this movie less because of possible complaints back then? Because I know that he did do that with Jar Jar in the prequels. Like people did not like Jar Jar, so he lessened his inclusion. And then also purposefully made Jar Jar make a really stupid mistake, but we can talk about that next year.
I think people probably liked him when like A New Hope came out. Honestly, like I think it's really just us. Yeah, we're just haters.
We are just haters. Speaking of Mom, I probably need to say this at some point, and better in the positives. That beginning like 30-minute section was added to the movie because of Mark Hamill. He got into a pretty serious car crash like right before shooting the movie, and they needed a way. Well, I guess they technically didn't need a way, but they wanted to write in a reason for why he looked so different and had scars and stuff like that. So they wrote in that entire like getting attacked by the Yeti thing. I don't remember the name of it. If anyone does, chime in. And then Han saved him and stuff like that. But that was completely added in, which you could kind of feel because it doesn't really impact the rest of the movie at all, except for like maybe him like learning how to pull his lightsaber up. But the rest of it, Scott, yeah.
Well, to me, it didn't it kind of meant something to the story because like I'm so new to it, but like it was like an aspect of like world building.
Yeah.
For me, it's like because that was like the only time in these like two movies where, at least that I remember, that like an outside force that wasn't just like Darth Vader and his army attacked them and like had to be concerned about danger. And it was like a super like real thing. Like he could have just died there if like Han didn't realize in that. So I thought it was like,
okay,
because you're saying it's an addition. So I thought it was a pretty solid addition if it didn't like mess up anything. And I think it's like kind of cool. And showed Han's like resourcefulness to cut open that creature and keep Luke alive and then come back and get him.
You know, like he last movie's Han would not have done that. And also he said like, my friends out there, which last movie Han would not have said something like that. I thought that part was really great. And also I don't remember if they said in the crawl, like how much time passed between last movie and this movie, but it also helped to show how important our three main characters have been to the rebellion, because like it was a big deal that Luke hadn't come back because of how like, isn't he like the leader of the pilots or something like that? So
that's what they said in the opening crawl, but I didn't really get that vibe, if I'm being honest.
Well, they didn't know that leader whenever they fought, and he like called the shots whenever they fought against the AT-ATs.
That's true.
Just gonna say, I love that scene. Like I thought that the entire time I was saying to G, like that first action set piece, if they leave it untouched, I will be happy. If they touch it at all, I will be very upset, because I love that set piece. Like I think it's so well made for 1980. Incredible. And I'm so happy that they barely touched it, because I love seeing the stop motion robots like mix in with like the real life stuff. It made me, as a film fan, I was like, yes, I'm so happy they didn't fuck this up. I'm so happy. But it's honestly not my favorite scene in the movie though. I just was really happy they didn't like ruin it, you know. It was a little weird that Luke was able to destroy an entire AT-AT with one grenade, and also he threw it in the stomach and the head exploded. I was like, that's a little weird. However, it was cool.
Details.
It was cool. And then he dropped down from the top of it, which is like 4 stories. Completely fine. He used the Force. It's okay. Don't even worry about it. Speaking of the Force, did you guys like the way that they talked about the Force in this movie? Because I think it peaks in this movie. I think this is the best they ever did. And they ruin it.
Are you talking about specifically like whenever Yoda's training him and they're talking about the Force?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really cool.
It's so good, bro. And like, honestly, Yoda is like the best part of this movie. Go ahead, Austin.
I was going to say, just to add on to that, it's not just the Force being the best in this movie, because there's like all the mystery and stuff. but I feel that the Jedi Order kind of peaks in this movie too. Because when we get more into the nitty gritty details and the logistics behind the Jedi Order, I think it becomes less interesting. But the idea of a Jedi really wasn't explored too much in the last movie, but it really was here as far as like their morals and the whole. I don't know. I think just knowing Star Wars adjacently, you think Jedi good guys, Sith bad guys, which, yeah, that's true to an extent. But I think it showed in a lot more detail, like with the Yoda scenes, how they're more of just, I don't know, monks than anything, at least as far as their ideology goes, as far as like being passive and reactive and calm and really showing like the one line that Yoda had where he was like, you're going off to go off and have adventures and have all these like quests and like have a fun time, like calling him out for basically what he said on Tatooine. And he's like, Jedi would not do that. And I'm like, damn, you're right. This is like, they really established the Jedi.
But from what we know, they do that. That's all they do, actually. Basically.
Not in the overall history of the Jedi Order, I think they're mostly like I think
so. Obi-Wan and Anakin weren't going on adventures throughout Clone Wars.
No.
What?
What do you mean?
They went on missions. They were essentially like the police force for the Jedi.
They went out on missions, not adventures. No, it's not. Adventures is like what I'm phrasing it as is Luke is wanting to go out and have adventures. He wants to have experiences to liven up his life. Going and doing things for the military, like missions, like even the peacekeeper stuff that the Jedi Order did before, like that was part of their job. I don't think I agree with that. I think that's where the Jedi Order kind of fell off, or why everyone perceives them poorly, is because they should have never been peacekeepers.
They should have been
they're monks. Yeah. And I don't think, I think Obi-Wan and Anakin were kind of the extreme of the Jedi Order there, and that's where they kind of differed from a lot of the Jedi. But they weren't doing it for fun. They were doing it because they literally had to. They were generals in the army.
I'd argue that Anakin was definitely doing it for fun.
Oh, he was having fun doing it.
Yeah.
For sure. Man committed genocide against those drones. Like,
I really wish those
and kids
never existed. Because
those guys, sorry.
You did do that.
It was so hard to watch. Like, picture this Yoda and imagine that like 15 years ago, that guy was doing like backflips, throwing shit, like being the most agile motherfucker on the planet. I hate that. Like, it's just so, because to me, well, I mean, not to me, this is a common thing that people say about like wizards and Jedi, but like, it's a matter of you get more powerful with it as you go, and you don't need to use your lightsaber. You don't need to do all those flips and jump around and do what Luke and Darth Vader and stuff do. Like, you're powerful with the Force enough that like no one can. You're like Gojo, you know. And I know I said that as a joke with JJK last week, but like that's how I imagined Yoda. And seeing the prequels, it just was like, oh, terrible. But this is like peak. I love this. I love the wise old man. That's a silly, goofy little guy. Peak. I love the scene. Like, this is everyone's favorite scene. But every time it does give me chills because of how well written it is. And it's so stupid that it gives me chills, but I don't even care. It's important. Whenever Yoda like lifts up the thing and Luke goes, I can't believe it. And then Yoda goes, and that is why you fail. Peak. That is so good. I know that's so lame, but like, it's so simple, but like, that's literally what it is. If you don't think you can do something, then obviously you're not going to fucking do it. But the first step is believing that it's possible. Good stuff. Really like that. Yoda makes me really happy when I watch this movie, even when he thinks Luke is going to die. Good, yeah. Okay.
And immediately following that scene, he's like, now, no matter what, you cannot fall to the dark side. And talking about like the difference between good and bad.
Yeah.
Like immediately following that scene, that whole like bit was just really, really good.
I always talk about how I don't like Star Wars, but like, this movie is so good. This movie is so fun to watch. And it's all of the extended media. Like, everything I don't like in this movie is because in like 6 movies, they ruin it. You know, like, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And I hate that. And it's stupid. but Yoda's so cool and I love him and I just want to hold him. I want him in my backpack like I'll Luke at him. It was so cool. Love it. Ugh. Yeah. Should we get into negatives now? I guess like I don't really have a whole lot. Does anyone else have like another positive that they would like to say?
Um,
Kind of talked about everything. I didn't realize though, like all of the like iconic Star Wars things like came from this movie.
Yeah.
Like I was watching through and it's like I didn't realize they were all from the same one because it's
Yeah.
been a while since I've seen these.
There's like 2 scenes in the next one that I know are pretty iconic, but like this movie is considered like the gold standard whenever it comes to Star Wars movies because I'm sorry, Scott, I'm just gonna ramble for like a second and then I'll throw it over to you. It's not directed or written by George Lucas, this movie, and I think that's like I joke around a lot and say George Lucas is an idiot. He's not. He's a genuinely really creative guy. Like he may lie a lot and he sold Disney over. I mean, not Disney. Star Wars over and ruined it. But like him being able to tell his ideas to someone who actually knows how to write and him telling his ideas to someone who's like a really great director, it led to such an incredible product that I don't think is like possible to redo in this kind of way because it didn't work in the next movie and it very clearly did not work in the prequels and anything following. This was like a needle in a haystack kind of movie, especially for the time. Go ahead, Skylar.
so a big difference. So this is the first time I've watched this movie. This is my first viewing of it ever. And the only other experience I even remotely had was whenever I was like, I think I mentioned it last week, whenever I was like 8 and I played like the Lego game whenever it first released. And I haven't touched it since. And I have no idea anything like just from besides like vague memories. But in this one, it was so cool seeing like last one we saw like, was it like 2 planets?
Yeah.
And it was like Tatooine for like a little bit, and then we were like in like one ship for a lot of it. But this one we saw so many different vehicles, so many different planets, and so many different like species that belong to the planet. It like 10x'd the like world in my mind, like just from like this movie alone, and that was crazy. It was so cool to see all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that was my one takeaway.
It's like one of the
That was my last pause.
The world building is peak in this movie, and especially like to go off of that a little bit. And also what Austin was saying with the way that Yoda talked about like the Jedi, he kind of gave like a kind of a breakdown of like how or what it takes to be a Jedi. Because Luke having as much Force or midichlorians or whatever the fuck it is inside of him wasn't enough. Because Yoda didn't want to train him. He was like, he's too old, he's too impatient, he's too whatever. Like you can be born perfect, but you're still not like Jedi material. At least in the original trilogy's version of the Jedi, if that makes sense. So I thought that was such a fun addition to the movie because it was world building in such a subtle and like creative way that I enjoyed. I wonder if George did that or not, or if he wrote that, or if that was like one of the other writers or something. All right, does anyone have negatives about this movie at all? Okay. Yes, go. Hey, let's go.
At times, this CG still looked a little wonky, but again, I'm giving it grace because wasn't touched much. It's an older movie, but like there was like a couple where it was not even like it's bad, but it's like I want it. And I know this is going to sound horrible, but if they were able to perfectly just like recreate this one and just put like modern CG to it,
So
it would be.
What are you thinking of specifically? Because you might be thinking of a stop motion scene.
Specific, like one of them was whenever Luke's like
Tauntaun.
What?
His little like Tauntaun, the little thing he was riding.
Yeah. No, those did look wonky though. But
yeah, that was stop motion. I was going to say that. That's good, I think, because that's 80s.
Yeah. But whenever he's in his like, I don't know the name of the vehicle, but it's during the snowy battle. Whenever he's like crashing, and like we see like the behind it, it's just like his head kind of bobbing.
Yeah.
Like that was like, okay, I don't really think he's there.
I'll give you,
you know. Yeah, so like that one, I'd like to be like recreated, like some like the little lasers, and like the lasers like hitting something. I think if like that was like touched up in like modern stuff. Again, most of this movie is like ridiculous, especially for the time. But like I was always thinking during this, like, imagine if this exact thing was releasing like today, instead. But yeah, like that was
I
Pretty
did
much
feel
only
like it
it.
was a modern movie. I feel like the biggest thing that separates modern from past movies is usually pacing. I feel like older movies are paced quite slow, but this pacing was perfect. I felt like I didn't ever feel like it was dragging. It was basically just kind of like along the line the entire time, which is kind of impressive because it's literally just Luke training and then the Millennium Falcon on the run. That's like the entire movie for the most part. And it remained interesting. There was like not like filler, but what one could call filler with them like hiding inside of the monster and then like escaping that and whatever. But it was like 5 minutes of the movie. I liked it. I did think it was odd that the monster always had its mouth open at all times. Like that doesn't make sense. And also, if I was a big monster and someone shot my throat, I'd probably close my mouth immediately. I wouldn't take like 10 minutes to do it. Go tell you.
Well, it's probably like a Venus flytrap. They leave their mouth open until they get something, and then they close it. But
That's
like,
a worm, bro. That's not a Venus flytrap. It was a big worm.
well, I'm saying like it kind of reminds me of something like a Venus flytrap. Not it is a
Maybe.
Venus flytrap. It definitely is. I called it the Alaskan bullworm. From
That is what it
SpongeBob.
is. Yeah. He, but
Yeah,
he
but-
knew it had something because Han shot its gullet.
But its prey usually might be like significantally bigger to where he like
Or
didn't even know.
slower. Or slower,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that as like a negative. It was just something I thought about. Like I'm removing 6 points because the mouth was open on the stupid bullworm. Hate this.
Way
movie.
too long.
Absolute
Yeah.
garbage. Terrible. Stupid world. What
I
do
see
you think
you got
about
negative.
Boba Fett? All of his lines were new. He didn't talk in the original one, or if he did talk, it wasn't much. They were like, people like this character, so we're gonna make him a bigger deal than what he actually is. So fun.
I like
You liked him? That's cool. Yeah.
thinking of school. I also remember liking him from the games.
Yeah. He does have a cool
Uh,
design, and I know that people liked him because he was the only bounty hunter that like tracked Han. I did appreciate the added line where he was like, "Oh, he needs to be alive for Jabba," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's a fun line to have in the movie because it's world building. That's where Han is next movie, so fun."
Cassie,
Spoiler,
did you have a
sorry.
negative? I thought you
Oh.
did.
Yeah, funny enough, I thought the pacing in the middle kind of sucked.
Mm.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about the whole time.
Yeah, like
That's
maybe I just have a really short attention span and can't pay attention when things aren't constantly happening, but I thought it was kind of dragging a little bit.
That's
it was
fair.
like I don't know. It felt significantly better than the fourth, but there were like some parts in the middle where it was like just like a couple minutes too long for like a scene or something.
What
And
are
it,
you
like,
thinking big
didn't
of? Are you
fully
thinking inside the bullworm? Like, what parts are you thinking of?
The bullworm felt fine. Like
Okay. I love Dagobah. Like anytime
maybe
Yoda
some parts
talked, I
like
was
in
so
the
great.
Cloud City dragged on a little bit too long. I don't know because now that you ask, I'm struggling to pick a singular moment because you asked. But I remember like some points thinking like I really thought this would be done by now, or
You might be. Maybe it's not the pacing, but there. This happens to me a lot of the time whenever I'm watching movies that I don't want to watch for the podcast. I'm like, I really wanted this to like just kind of go through, and it might be just you being like, all right, let's wrap this up here so I can talk about this shit. I don't know if that's actually how you feel, but that's how I feel sometimes. That's
No,
how I
not
felt with
with
How to
this
Train a
one.
Dragon live action. I was like, all right,
I felt like
get
that
this
was
over
some
with.
movies, but not this one. This one,
I had fun in this one. It made me happy. Do we want to get into favorite, least favorite, funniest, or
Oh.
something?
actually, Cassie, was there a moment that you remember being a little slow, and maybe I'll remember it too?
Two things, I think. The one, it was like at the very beginning of the movie, it was when Luke and someone else were flying the X-Wings. I felt like that scene went on for forever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The like square ones or like the actual X.
Maybe they weren't, I don't know, but they were flying in the it was when they were going Rogue One, Rogue Two,
Oh,
like
okay,
that
okay.
part. I felt like that took forever. And then,
Good, sorry.
yeah.
I was
Oh,
just
no,
gonna
you're
say, like, I wish that they showed the other. I don't know if I have that. No, I'm gonna remove that complaint. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. And then Skylar, I don't know if you felt like this, but I felt like when they were hiding on the actual, what's the big ship called?
The bull.
I don't remember.
The Alaskan bull.
No. No. When they were hiding from the Empire.
Oh, the destroyer.
Like that part, went on. It was cool. It was a really cool scene, but it kind of dragged for me. Guys, I'm scared the old people in our comments are gonna yell at me. Call me a zoomer.
Cares, bro. No one
I
cares.
got yelled at. It's okay.
Yeah, dude, Skylar got destroyed. Like no one commented and no one cared about any of us except for Skylar. He was the only one that got targeted, and they called him a zoomer.
And I was like, man, this is my first time watching the second movie again. This is my second time starting Star Wars, and I'm getting yelled at already.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Not a nice fan base.
Well, no, he ended up being nice. Like we
fine.
argued for a little bit, and then he was like, it sounds like you're mad. And I'm like, I don't know, bro. You commented on a guy's post that you never watched, calling him a zoomer without any information. Seems like you're mad. And he goes, I'm not mad. And then I said, I don't know, you're mad. And we did that for like maybe 15 comments. And then he said, whatever. And I said, okay, thank you for the comments. And he goes, I hope it helps your engagement. And I said, thank you. I appreciate it. So it ended.
That was a nice thing. I think that was
that one guy that was like, maybe he just doesn't like Star Wars all that much.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, maybe the dude just doesn't like Star Wars.
Yeah,
because it's not like the movie is slow paced. Like I don't like it's bad. It's poorly paced, I think, because it's slow. It's slowish and then super fast at the end. But it's not like it's not a slow movie. It's not like you're watching Citizen Kane.
Yeah, but yeah, I appreciated that because it was not like.
Okay.
If that was the movie that like described like the entire baseline of Star Wars and like that was like a top like 1-2 movie, I'd probably say I just don't think Star Wars is my thing. This one I liked a little bit more, so like I'm a little more intrigued now than I was in the last one, and that's a slight spoiler warning from my score if anybody guesses I'm like I do, but okay. Yeah. So I'm if you get yelled at, Cassie, I've already been yelled at and called a zoomer and told that I should have known that CG wasn't invented till the 70s or until like the whenever the CG wasn't available in the 70s.
He said they didn't use it in the 70s and that it's for the re-release, which the guy would have known if he watched the video because we talked about it almost the entire video. Not almost, we talked about it the entire video.
Yeah, and I feel like I should just point out I'm not a film major. I don't know. Like if I rate the movie like it's
on Disney Plus, bro. Like he just watched whatever is on Disney Plus. He doesn't know the entire
and it doesn't say it says 1977 on it. So
yeah,
how am I supposed to know?
Also, dude, like he thought he was so. I'm sorry for complaining about our comments, but like I don't think it's kind of complaining. I just thought it was really funny. He was like, make sure you actually fact check yourself or your opinion is useless. And then he said that the CG was added in the second edition of the movie, which isn't true because it was added in the third edition of the movie. So I just like quoted his thing and I said like, make sure you fact check yourself so your opinion is not useless or whatever. That was funny.
But I mean, either way, it doesn't really bother me. But I was like, man, this is my second time starting Star Wars again, and I'm already getting yelled at. So I think I'm the engaged bait monster in this one, I guess.
So it seems. Okay. We going into our scenes now? Favorite, least favorite, finals?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, who wants to start? We'll toss it over to Austin. He hasn't talked a lot recently.
Yes.
I always feel when it's coming my way. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna make that matter.
That's how it works. It's like whenever you're in class and you haven't raised your hand in a while, the teacher's calling on you.
Or you haven't given me a summary in a while, and Zach starts looking at you weird.
You haven't given it in a while. I might be.
Let's ignore that. I'm gonna move on to my scenes. Everyone forget that line of dialogue. Okay, I'll start with my least because there is not a lot in this movie, and I was gonna bring it up as a negative, but I do think this is my least favorite, and I also feel that this might just be too like woke of a take for me, but the Han and Leia stuff was weird to me. Like some of the stuff, right? He was really forceful, and I get that she liked him, and that's like the idea. But like, dude, she I don't know. I'm like, consent's important, man, and that's just not. He was doing some weird shit, and that just made me slightly uncomfy. And I get that they ended up like being together and loving each other, and Han's not like that bad of a dude, but like he was. I don't know. The first time they like made out in that one storage locker or whatever, it was just it made me uncomfy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm like, I think that was definitely my least for this movie. That or C3PO being racist, that made me sad.
Okay.
Funniest, I was debating between a couple scenes. I liked Chewie like screaming just with pure distraught, seeing C3PO's body dismembered, and I felt that I really did. But no, my funniest by far, and it's kind of a continuation of my least favorite. The entire movie, Han is like trying to reel Leia in, trying to make her like him, and then the final scene before he might as well be dead. She says, "I love you," and he says, "I know." And oh my god, it's a famous one from this movie. It's a famous line, but it never stops me from laughing at it. Like that is just hilarious. Like, I don't know. It's just
the script originally said "I love you" back, or "I love you too," or whatever, and Han was like, Han would never say it. I mean, Harrison Ford said Han would never say that, so he changed it. Yeah. Also, Han was supposed to die in that scene.
Yeah, no, and that totally makes sense. I don't think he would say it back, and I'm not saying he should have. That was so funny, man.
Well, I just forgot to say that earlier in the podcast, so I was just adding that in. My bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised we hadn't talked about that. Yeah. It's so funny. Like Leia just got done so dirty.
We let her on the entire movie for that, bro. Do you think he planned that? He was like, "I'm gonna make her say it. I got this joke. It's gonna be crazy." And then it happened. Yeah. And he was like, "This is a bad time." But I've been prepping this entire time, so I still got to rip it.
The definition of player. He's just doing it for the love of the game. That could have been his last words ever. And the man just continued to play ball with the last words he said. Yeah. So that was funny. For being all weird in the earlier scenes, I'll give him credit for his game in the last one. And then favorite, it's gonna be the scene where Yoda lifts the X-wing out of the swamp. It was just so cool. I loved everything with kind of all the philosophy of the Jedi that Yoda was saying. The do or do not, there is no try. A lot of this feels almost repetitive because once again I've seen this movie so many times, and I all these things are so famous and referenced so frequently, but every time I watch that whole training sequence with Yoda, it holds up so well, and it's not just like cool dumb sci-fi stuff. Like it's good philosophy, and it really makes me interested in the Jedi Order and respect Yoda and think he's cool. And I love him being like a little Muppet guy and a little crackhead, and everything with Yoda in this movie is my favorite. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, Cassie.
Okay. So my least favorite was when Luke was training with Yoda and he goes into the cave. I hated that whole scene. I don't know if it's just because like it looked really bad, because it's not that it was like poor, but I just thought it looked so bad. The slow-mo looked so stupid to me, and it just like took me out of it. I know I'm gonna get hate because I know it's an important scene, but it looked so stupid. It's like, I know this is such an important moment, and it feels ruined because it looks bad. And like, I know, old movie. And then I didn't like the part where like he cuts off Vader's head and he sees himself, just because it looked icky. Like, I didn't like the look he had in his eyes when it like zoomed in. You know what I'm talking about? That just made me go like, ugh. Yeah, I didn't.
With that scene, do you think they made a Mark Hamill head or do you think so? I paused it because I wanted to figure out how they made the scene. There, from like the neck down of it, it's almost entirely shadow. So I'm like thinking maybe they just had him lay down right there and like didn't make the actual head and then just shadowed from neck down. That was super creative. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like,
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it was creative.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if that would have been in the budget for them to make a Mark Hamill head.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Okay. My funniest, this was the only part in the movie that made me like actually laugh out loud, and it was because of really bad CG. Which I don't know if that's fair for that to be my funniest, but it made me laugh. It was when they were flying out of the worm. I thought that scene looked bad, and I laughed because it looked so goofy.
So like the worm's chomp?
No, right before that, when they
okay.
were like going and like you were in the Millennium Falcon and you got to see them fly.
Okay.
It looked really bad and it made me laugh.
The Millennium Falcon CG like ship looks terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew how it worked because there's no like thrusters on the bottom. So like it just looks like it's there, you know? Like it's I don't know how else to describe it. It's so weird. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. You're fine. You have important things to add, like how the Millennium Falcon is weird.
It is weird.
Shaped like a pancake.
Okay.
And also like all of the Han bits, like Han Solo is why my editing account is named Solo's Edits. I think you guys knew that. I don't know. I love that guy. He's awesome. So, like all of his bits too. And then my favorite scene was when Luke first got to, what's the planet's name? I keep blanking. Thank you. When he first got to that place and Yoda was pretending to be a weird little creature. This is awesome. I just love Yoda.
He's the best thing to come out of Star Wars. At least one.
It's so awesome. He's such a weird little freak. Like I want to put him in my pocket.
I know. And then he's going to teach me life lessons while being weird and talking about seagulls.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh my god. Okay. I think that's everything. Popcorn Skylar.
Okay, so
Did you have a
I'll start it off with my.
Yeah, the cave.
Oh, wait,
I didn't like the head. No.
Oh no,
My
no,
funniest-
I remember. Okay, sorry. I mixed up the two caves because they were technically two caves. My bad.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So my least favorite is also Han Solo just trying to be overly aggressive with Princess Leia. It was really awkward to me. So I also felt like I was too woke in those scenes, Austin. I was like, man, is this really okay? Like, it was like borderline forceful. And I was like, oh.
I would say not.
And then my other funniest was, hey, Cassie, your favorite was so close to stealing my funniest. So close. My funniest scene, it actually made me laugh. And it was whenever Yoda and R2-D2 were fighting and Yoda was whacking R2-D2 with a stick, yelling, mine, 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 mine. That one actually had me laughing so
that part
hard.
is so good in the Seagull song.
You guys have to watch that.
You guys have to watch it, bro.
That was so funny to me. I don't even know. It's the fact that like I know he's like this like crazy Jedi master and he's whacking a robot with this stick over. I don't even know what it was at the time. It wasn't food.
It was a light.
Yeah, and he stole Luke's lunch like 2 minutes before. It was just really funny. But my favorite was the snow battle on Hoth. I was like watching, and I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a ton of blasters. I wanted some lightsabers. I wanted some gigantic ships. And I just wanted an all-out brawl. I was like, this is the Star War that I was ready for. And that was probably horrible. I don't like that I did that. But yeah, I was like, that was sweet. So those were my three. Man, I really thought I had more. Oh, a really close one was I really liked R2-D2 in this movie. I almost put him as my funniest again whenever he like screamed, whenever he like got dropped with the Force. That was really close to mine. But before I steal Zach's, I'll popcorn him just in case I do.
Steal mine? Sorry, I was watching the seagull video while you were talking. I couldn't stop myself.
I
Scrolling.
wondered if you were
Down the
listening to that.
Seagulls poking at my head. Seagulls, stop it now. Love that shit, bro. At the beginning, Luke goes, "Bad guy hit me in the shins, made me pee," and he hits his head. It's so good, bro.
I love that video.
Oh, peak stuff. I almost thought Cassie stole my least favorite when she said CG, because I think there is a definitive worst addition to this movie, and it's whenever they do that panning shot of Cloud City. Why did they think they could do that? Like they tried in the last movie and it looked worse than like a PS2 cutscene, and they tried it again in this one, and arguably it looks worse than Mos Eisley last time. Why did you do this? Like it was fun. The paintings for the backgrounds in this movie, gorgeous. Like one, not only do they look so real that you can barely tell that they're actual paintings, but like they're the most beautiful things you've ever seen in your entire life. Why would you switch that out for the garbage CG that is in this movie? That's my least favorite scene in this movie. It just was like stupid. I know if we watched the original one, I would have to pick a different one, but we didn't watch the original one. We watched the one that's on Disney Plus. My favorite scene is a very weird one. Because I know that no one. My favorite and funniest scene. I know that no one else picked it. It's not possible. Darth Vader, when he fought against Luke. Not only do I remember that fight in the Lego game being terrible, because like as you're fighting him, he's pulling in like these force things, so you need to fight him and then also like force them back. I felt like Luke, bro, he was not handling it very well in that situation. However, the part about that scene that's my favorite is whenever Darth Vader went on the offensive, they sped up his breathing and made it different. It was something I wasn't expecting them to do in this movie. Like when he's like kind of calm whenever he's like defending, and then whenever he's going on like the attack, he's like, and I was like, I like that. Good stuff. I didn't think they would do that. Good addition to this movie. I like the detail because like obviously he'd be huffing and puffing, guys fighting. I just not something I thought about. My funniest scene. I think my humor has changed since the last time I watched this movie, because I can't imagine me watching that scene and not cackling at it at any other time in the movie. Right after, I think it's the end of the movie where they turned off the light speed for the Millennium Falcon, and Darth Vader's like, "Oh, the light speed for the Millennium Falcon's out. Just chase them." And he's like looking out of his ship, and he sees the Falcon, and it shoots away, and he goes, "Okay." He does a triple take, bro. It is so funny. I cackled. I was like, I cannot believe they just had Darth Vader do that, like in front of everyone. He turned around, looked to his general, looked back, looked at the general, looked back, and he was like, "It's actually gone." That was so. I don't remember that at all. There's no way that was like intentional. There's no way that they were like, "You do that because it's funny." It was just some sort of mistake that I am interpreting as him being like, "There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that just happened right now."
I'm surrounded by idiots. He's like, "You all turned off the light speed, right?" They're like, yeah, it's off. It looks, it's gone. You're just, you guys are fucking idiots.
It was so funny, bro. He was like, okay. Shit. Damn.
That one is really good. I didn't even think about it again. Then you did that. You definitely did it.
You guys know what I'm talking about. Like you can remember that scene. So good. I don't know why that was so funny to me, but it was funny.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
no, you're good.
It felt like he was staring at it the first time for an inordinary amount of time. Like,
they should have put a sigh in it, bro. He's looking at it, watches it go off, and he goes,
yeah.
"You're kidding
that one
me,
was
right?"
good.
And then just chokes him. He killed like 6 of those guys. You'd think that the guy, well, you'd think that it would make sense that the guy that currently is in charge of that kind of stuff wouldn't have it under control, because he just joined up last week, bro. Like you just killed every single other person that's been ahead of him, and it's just like the line of command, dude. Like he's not made for this position. It's not okay, Darth. Stop it. Stop killing him.
He just got onboarded. He doesn't even know the scope of this role yet. He's just in the room and he's like, "Man, I'm still trying to figure out what I do here."
That's literally what happened. And Darth is like, "You fucked up. I'm killing you now, actually. Sorry about that. What's your name again?" And it doesn't matter. Dead. Are we just kind of like going into the summary, or should you know what? We do reverse order all the time. Let's just continue the same order. Austin, you go first.
Oh, So you're like we do reverse order all the time. Let's not do that right
Yeah.
now.
Literally, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, we're gonna go the normal
Sure.
order, so it's gonna be you, Cassie, Skylar, me.
All right. So summary time. This is a good movie. I'm always surprised coming back to this one how much it holds up. It's not that I don't think it's going to be good when I watch it, but
Okay.
every time I do, it's funnier than I imagine. It's a little bit more well thought out with what I said before about the Yoda lines and like the ideology of the Jedi. It's got really good action. It has the vibe of Star Wars that I want. And Sky, like you were saying, like this is the Star Wars that people hype up Star Wars to be. This is the pinnacle of Star Wars from beginning to end. And it's kind of crazy because it's not a huge movie. Like there's not a bunch that happens in it that's super critical to the overall plot of fighting the Empire. It's not that not much happens, but it's really just them kind of evading the Empire, Luke starting his training and then saving his friends. And it's really in a bridge between the first and third movie, which is funny because it's the best part of the entire trilogy. And it probably could have been, you could have taken bits and pieces, thrown them into the first and third movie and then still had a cohesive story. But it takes its time and really flushes out the universe and the characters and makes you like everyone a lot more. And it's just so fun. I love it. It's just, it reminds me that I like of why I like Star Wars, because it's really tough nowadays to say you like Star Wars and point to things that are genuinely good. And that makes me sad. But yeah, it's a good movie. I'd recommend it to pretty much anyone. So yeah, thumbs up recommendation on my side. I don't know. I was hoping I didn't go first with this because I wanted to base my number off of everyone else's because I don't have enough negatives to really bring it down that much, but I also feel weird giving it a really, really high score. I'm going to say just vibe wise, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think it's a really good movie. So your thoughts, Guy?
I literally put it down. Yeah, I was
nice. It feels like an 8.5. I'm like, there's not much that I can say that is taking me from giving it like a 10, but it also doesn't feel like a 10. Like, I don't know. It's not a lot of rationale. It's just vibes, and it's a really good movie. So 8.5 feels fair.
I think I know what's keeping it from a 10, but I'll talk about that when it's my turn. Okay.
Is it the like Han rapey scenes?
Arguably, yeah, but that's not what I was referring to. Okay, Cassie's turn.
Oh my god. No, this movie feels like the pinnacle of Star Wars to me. Like, I love this movie so much. I think they do a really good job with all the character development we get in it. And the world building in this movie is also really good. Like, it's cool to see the world of Star Wars, I don't even know what you'd call it, like expand. Like Skylar was saying, like we get new planets, we get different vehicles, we get new bad guys. Like, it's cool. It's a really fun movie. I don't really have a lot of complaints besides just poor pacing to me at some points and C-3PO being annoying. Like, that's it. And the score I wrote down was I gave it an 8 out of 10. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, well, I feel like docking 2 points for 2 complaints doesn't really seem fair. So I think, but like Austin was saying, this movie isn't 10 worthy and 9 still feels too high. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to stick with an 8. And I'm going to give it an 8.
I put you down at a 9.
I was
really
thinking Cassie was going to do 9 too, not going to lie. That's what my preconceived thought was. I thought Austin was going to be 8 flat. So,
Cassie, do you recommend? Not recommend?
Oh yeah, I recommend. But the only thing that sucks is like you have to watch A New Hope to understand this one, and A New Hope is kind of mid.
Yeah, we should clip that and put only that scene out on YouTube.
No.
Okay, so for me, this was like this was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I agree. At some points, the pacing did feel like it dragged on a little bit, but I don't think it affected my watch too much. And this kind of gives me like the Star Wars vibe that it felt like the first one was missing. And I don't know how it was missing. And I don't know what this one did differently to make it. But this one felt like Star Wars that like everybody like raves about. Like this is kind of where like I understood the hype. Like this one was good. I liked a lot of stuff about it. And that, I mean, some of the things was like, Han was a little weird. Like, probably wouldn't happen. He would be completely different. That would probably not happen if this was made today, but it wasn't. So, but it did like a lot of things that were like really cool. Like we all said, like the different planets, the ships. Like we saw like a lot more people. We really got to look at like both sides of the army more than just like the main three characters. And we got to see like a lot of different creatures, and it was all really cool. And C-3PO wasn't as annoying. He had some comments that were a little strange, but R2D2 was still there. He was arguably my favorite character through this so far. I think he is so fun. My score is lower than yours, but like, it's insane how much more I liked this one than the last one. But I gave this movie a 7, but I think this is the highest I will give any Star Wars thing. But I really liked it. I just don't know, like, if anything Star Wars will be a 10 or a 9 to me. But this one was a lot of fun. I could see myself having this one on like in the background, like while I'm doing something else, just because I want to see like specific scenes again. But I might not want to rewatch the entire thing. So I would recommend this one. And honestly, if like you're going for story wise, yeah, you need to watch the prior one to really kind of pick up what's going on. But if you just want to see like Star Wars, I'd say just throw this on and you're fine. If you don't really care about the story, you just want to see the Star Wars, read the beginning and then just watch, and I think you'll still have a good time. So with that, I'll give it a 7 and I'll pass it to Zach.
Sounds a good score. So I was gonna say like, oh, Andor is gonna be your thing, but I don't even think you'd like Andor all that much. Gonna be totally honest. I think your peak of Star Wars. I dogged on it last week, but it's probably gonna be Rogue One. In all honesty, I honestly think that you'd probably like that movie the most out of all of them. Especially since like the last 30 minutes of that movie is just so good. It's basically just like a 30-minute action set piece short film of Star Wars. It's really solid up until like the last 5 minutes of the movie. But Austin loves that part, so good for him. So the thing that
it is cool.
It is cool. It doesn't make any fucking sense though. That doesn't. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. This movie is. I saying objective and subjective a lot, and I want to say like, oh, this is objectively better than the last one. I don't know if that's 100% true. I liked it a lot more than the last one personally. I think the direction is a lot better. I think the writing is significantly better. But more importantly, there's like. Those two things are obviously very important when making a movie. There's a lot of things that are very important in making a movie, but the thing that like truly puts like a good movie into being like a great or fantastic movie is a movie that like means something, that you'll watch it and take something away from it. It'll impact your life a little bit here. The last movie didn't have that. I felt like there were no themes, there were no messages, there's nothing to take away other than I blew up a planet thing. Bad. And lightsaber, cool. Force. Move. But this movie, like, the Yoda stuff, it meant something. And I know that Cassie didn't like the cave scene, but I thought that was great. And it was such a great portrayal of not only like hinting at Darth Vader being his father, but also how if Luke followed down that certain path, then he wouldn't be doing good. He'd be killing himself. That's like what that was showing, because he's losing who he was, the good in him. And even though it was shot a little bit weird because they made it all slow-mo-y and whatever, that was done to show that this is not actually happening and it's just like a hallucination type beat. And it definitely could have been done better. There are thousands of movies that have done it a little bit better. But I still thought the takeaway from everything Yoda said in that sequence and also that scene there was really not like powerful, but if you thought about it, you're like, huh, that means something, more than what last movie meant. And I quite like that. And like everything Yoda said, you can take away, and it will impact someone's life. And I know it has, because Mom mentions that all the time. Like I feel like most of her morality comes from what Yoda says in this movie, and that then comes into us. Like our morality comes from her, and so we learned from Yoda indirectly. It's pretty great. The action in this movie is really fun. Even though that's not the main takeaway of it, but it elevates it. We were talking about that last week with Dune and 1 and 2. How the first one didn't have a whole lot of action, but I still liked it. But the second one having that action in addition to the political stuff and the well-written dialogue, it just elevates it. This movie is just like that is like the word to describe this movie in comparison to the last one. It was like they took every aspect of the previous movie and elevated it to like another level, whether that be just 1 point up or like 6 points up with the writing. Because I thought the dialogue was like significantly better in this movie. They sounded like humans. Love that. It was awesome. And with that, I'm going to give this movie an 8. I think I am not like the biggest into Star Wars. I don't think it's like the holy grail of media and action and stuff like that. But I did take away a lot from this movie, more than I thought I was going to. I kind of forgot how life lessony Yoda was. I thought he talked more specifically about like the Force and like the Jedi stuff, and not like this is how you be a good person in addition to being a good Jedi or something like that. So I really appreciate that. Well, I would recommend this movie. You probably should watch the first one though. Not should. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough recommending a second movie in a very long franchise. Yeah, watch it if you like it. Who am I talking to? Everyone's fucking seen this movie. Go ahead, Skylar. Yeah.
So with our Mediak average, we're at a 7.875. So we're at an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, pretty good. Obviously, significantly better than the prior one, which is the fourth. I was trying to explain to Lily like why we're watching the fifth one as the second one and why we watched the fourth one as the first. And I'm going to be honest. I was like, I think the fourth and then the fifth are like the first, but I don't know. I got told this is the one to watch, so that's the one I watched.
Yeah.
So
that is it, actually. Yeah. So these released, and then George was like, I would like to make a prequel series explaining all the things that I didn't explain enough in this. Okay. It's worse. We're going to watch it next year. It's going to be great. Can't wait.
But yeah, Mediak 8 out of 10. So obviously very good movie. Unanimous recommendations around. I imagine Chandler probably does bump us up to maybe an 8 or 8.2, because I feel like he probably gave this movie a 9.
Totes.
Yeah, and he definitely is going to recommend it. So I feel pretty confident with our 8. I feel like Chandler will probably agree. He might go, bro, how is this not a 10? But we'll get his opinion next week.
News,
yeah,
news. We had some fun news this week. What'd you say?
Can you start off with one specific news?
Oh, is it
about
news?
No, it's Pixar.
What happened with them?
With Hoppers? It's like the highest rated Pixar movie in the last bit of time.
Oh, I honestly didn't.
I heard it's bonkers, man. I heard there's some wacky stuff that happens.
Yeah. I didn't want to watch it so insanely bad. Like I was gonna wait until it just released streaming and watch it. But dude, I don't know. Like I really like that lizard. I liked him before this movie, and now I really want to watch it.
They put it in it for the meme, bro. Like
100%. But I don't care.
Yeah,
take the bait. It's good bait.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'll see it eventually. I'm happy it's getting popular. We need more animation making money. Love that.
Yeah,
I was a little worried whenever I saw the trailer. I was like, that looks really charming. It's a shame that it's not going to make any money at the box office, but happy I'm wrong. Love that.
Let me look it up. On Rotten Tomatoes, the popcorn meter's at 94%.
The popcorn meter is the dumbest rating in the history of the universe.
What do you use to rate?
I don't use anything. I just watch the movie because I just don't trust anyone, especially nowadays. Because I think there's such a terrible quality meter in the last 2 years. Everything's just been so bad that when someone watches something that's okay, they think it's the greatest thing they've ever seen in their life. At least that's the vibe I'm getting.
The people who I saw on TikTok, it was that Escape podcast that has the hat guy, and they were saying this movie was one of the better ones that Pixar's released, and they thought it was like comparable to like Elementals and Inside Out 2. But it was like funnier, obviously. So going for different things. And they said it was like on par with Incredibles 2, but obviously Incredibles 1 is better. But
Bro,
they're hot
way to
take
not
was that
sell me on
Incredibles-
the movie, bro. It's as
they
good as
said
this
Incredibles
shit
2 is,
ass
like,
terrible ass
underrated.
movie.
Yeah, but
Incredible was not that bad. Chill the hell out.
It's bad because in comparison to the first one, which is like an adult written piece, and the
That's
second
exactly
one's
what they
like,
said. It's just not the first.
well, it's
It's like,
different
what the
though because
heck?
they made like a kids movie for Incredibles 2, and Incredibles 1 is like a genuinely. Do you guys remember the very first scene of Incredibles 1? This blows people away every single time for some reason. It's of a guy trying to kill himself.
Yeah.
And that's how the movie starts.
There's a lawsuit about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the superheroes stopped being superheroes because Mr. Incredible stopped the guy from killing himself, and in the entire plot, this is a quote within like 5 minutes of the movie. You didn't save my life. You stopped my death, or no, you ruined my death. And I'm like, whoa, this is a kids movie. And then Incredibles 2 was like, hee hee, I can brainwash you, and then we're gonna destroy the world. And then whenever we actually don't, everyone's just gonna be like, nah, you're chill. Actually, you're chill. You were brainwashed. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And then the twist is that, sorry, we're in the news section, not Incredibles 2 section of the podcast. My bad. I'm happy people like Hoppers.
Yeah. I'm hopefully gonna try and see it here soon.
Yeah, I'll see it if you like it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let everybody know. I'll give a thumbs up or thumbs down if I'd say watch it or not.
Hell yeah. Skylar, you excited? Okay.
For the
Yeah.
One Piece.
Well, yeah, that is really exciting. I'll talk about that in a second here because this news is not going to be very long. But we got the first poster for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 2. They started working on it. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
cool.
I did see that.
Yeah, 2027 is when it's releasing, which makes sense. So
It does.
it was always going to be 2 years apart.
It's still not streaming yet, though. Part 1 is still not streaming.
They said they weren't going to stream it for about a year and a half or something. So that does make sense.
So is it going to be like right before the other one releases then?
Roughly 6 months, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Something
yeah.
like that, yeah. Yeah, so that'll be fun. The One Piece, Oda decided to write down what the One Piece is, where it is in the world, and like every bit of information about it. And then he put it in a capsule, and then put that capsule into another capsule, and then drove out into the middle of the ocean and dropped it in the ocean. So the One Piece is literally real now, so people can go find it. However, the craziest thing, someone found it, like found the location of it from the video that Oda posted. Like, you know how people are, they're crazy, bro. They can look at star signs and find out like where everything is on the planet. And they did that. They found out where it is. However, everyone decided to destroy it. Everyone was like, we don't know. We don't want it. Have you guys seen
That's
one?
so cool.
I know.
That's so. Oh, I love that.
I know.
Sorry. Oh, that's so Luffy.
Literally, have you guys seen One Piece Stampede, the movie?
Maybe.
At the end of that entire movie, well, it's terrible. I think that movie's really bad personally, but there's like a really great scene at the end where the entire movie is about getting a log pose to Laugh Tale, which is you guys are caught up, so that's where the One Piece is at. And at the end of the movie, Luffy gets the log pose and crushes it in his hands because he's like, I don't want the easy way to the One Piece. And we were like, he did it! We're doing that! Yes, we're Luffy. It's
One Piece
awesome.
fan base is the best fan base. Like, it's just
They're so great,
man, it makes you a better person, dude. It really does.
Make you. It genuinely makes you a better person. I know it sounds weird saying that, but it's true. It's true. It's goated. What the fuck is this? I'll read that when we're talking about it. Did you guys see all the weird stuff? So there's like an anime manga site app thing called One, like ONE. And there's like a lot of drama going around with that because they like secretly started publishing manga for this guy in Japan, obviously, who was a predator. He got convicted of like doing things, and One started like secretly publishing their manga again instead of like, because they went through that chapter instead of going into other ones like Crunchyroll or whatever. And a bunch of people found out about it, and they're just leaving. They're cutting their contracts with One altogether. It started with I didn't write down the name because I was like, I'll remember it. The One Punch Man author. He said that he said, I refuse to collaborate with those who won't condemn abuse of minors. And I was like, that is fire as hell. And he pulled One Punch Man off of one. And then from there, the Inuyasha person pulled all of their manga off of one, and it just kind of kept going until that site almost like collapsed in how much was removed from it because of that move, which, hey, small positives, this doesn't usually happen, but we're taking a win. We love that. And I mainly just wanted to talk about that because I thought that was so hard of the One Punch Man author just being like, nah, it's not happening. I found out about this, moving it all together. Really exciting stuff. I should have talked about this in time. We have more One Piece news. Did you guys see the biggest news in the world? It's awesome. I'm so excited about it. One Piece is now the best-selling comic book of all time. It finally beat Superman. And no, I don't mean like a single issue of Superman. Every single Superman comic ever, One Piece has sold more than that. Gotta love it. That's the best thing ever. The picture that I am looking at is of Usopp standing over a broken Superman, and I find that quite funny personally. Then this is the most exciting because I've been theorizing this for a while. I was like, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get it, and I cannot wait to see whoever they cast for this because this is one of my favorite characters in this show. We got a cast for live action Brooke. Did you guys see it? It's great. It's a great cast. Wait, go ahead. What?
People are upset online. Like, they don't understand One Piece. They're like, why is Brooke getting cast in the season? That makes no sense. Read your manga. Go back and watch the episodes. Laboon! What are we talking about? Like, fake fans. It makes me so like it every comment section. It's just like we should be getting Frankie casting before Brooke. I'm like, ooh, you should not be alive. It's like, how dare you?
Manga readers read their own manga. Challenge impossible.
Hey, JJK has it the worst.
Yeah, JJK does have it the worst, bro. I saw a post.
We don't even read our own show.
Austin, like, take out your headphones real quick. Slightest spoiler. I saw someone be like, why does Yuji, like, they took pictures from the manga, like, later on and be like, why did Yuji never cut his nails, bro? Like, what the fuck? And it's, like, laid in the manga where his hands look different. I'm trying, you know what I mean? And someone was like, JJK fans read their manga impossible, bro. Like, he didn't just not cut his nails. Like, what the fuck? Like, why even make a post about it if you don't understand the context of it? It's so stupid, bro. Austin, you're good, by the way. I don't know if you can hear me or not. We're just gonna have to wait till he looks up. There we go. Yeah. I was just complaining about some I honestly, I was vague enough that you probably could have had your ears in and you would have been fine. It was just really dumb. But Marshall D. Botchaman, Marshall T. Sorry, not D. I messed up. I did the One Piece thing. Yeah, but hey, great casting. I think he looks awesome. They showed a set photo of him on top of the ship, and I'm incredible. Well, not incredible. I'm blown away.
You are incredible, Zach.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oda also said something about the world right now. He said there are adults that kill people while declaring this is a holy war or this is justice, and there are children that see that. One Piece will continue for quite some time, all while praying for world peace. My inner thoughts are always world peace, and I appreciated that. Oda's the GOAT.
Man, I really hope he doesn't like children.
Dude, I know. I say that every single time he does something good, bro. Like, the odds are not in his favor. It's crazy. I hate it. It's so scary, bro. We're getting a Game of Thrones movie. Are you excited for that, Austin?
There's nothing that's ever going to redeem that final season for me. I'm never going to be excited for anything Game of Thrones. I like House of the Dragon.
It's the Andor writer, if that makes it better.
Oh.
It's about House of the Dragon. If that makes
sense. Is it in that time period?
Yeah, it's the writer behind Andor is penning a Game of Thrones movie about Aegon Targaryen. It just is.
Wait, which Aegon?
I don't know the answer to that question.
There's not a number after that?
No.
Okay.
It just says centered around the tale of Aegon's quest. So that's
all right.
The story.
Honestly, I think that'll be kind of cool. Because dragons.
Dude, I almost am gonna watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It looks so good, bro.
I've seen a lot of good stuff.
It's like this is gonna sound so dumb, but like the thing about Game of Thrones that really interested me is that it was like real adjacent, you know, where the magic was kind of like there, where it was vague. It was basically just the White Walkers for like 6 seasons, and I really like that. I'm not as interested in House of the Dragon because it's just like a fantasy realm now. It's not real adjacent.
I don't think I agree with that. I'd say it's real adjacent besides the dragons. Everything that happened, and I know that's like a big
Yeah, that's pretty good.
accept, but everything is really grounded as far as the actual conflicts that are happening. Like it really is just a conflict between the split up of this royal family and everyone taking sides. And I don't know. I think it is very grounded still.
Okay. I mean, I know eventually I'll probably watch it, like when it's done. But like Knight of the Seven Kingdoms just interests me so much more because I do like the guy that they Duncan is his name. Okay. I like
Sir
the guy
Duncan.
who plays Duncan, and I like the guy who plays Egg. I just think that like they have like a great chemistry in the trailers that I've seen, and I've heard literally nothing but the highest praise for that show. And I know it goes against my thing that like we gotta wait till it's over because Game of Thrones was good until it wasn't, but it just looks like my vibe. I kind of really want to get into it. Next news, we got an announcement for the next like Avengers big thing in the comics, which I wouldn't normally have been excited about because I thought we were going into Ultimatum or we started Ultimatum already. But this is like for the mainline Marvel Comics stuff. It's going to be a little bit different than whatever they're doing in the Ultimate Universe. But this one is called Armageddon Assembles, and all of the posters just say like, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'm like, what could this mean? And the poster looks really cool too. I thought it was for a movie. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but it's just Hyperion with in the text on him, and it says with great power. And I was like, wow, that's pretty tough. I have no idea what the context of that is, but I'm very excited to read it. At least I think it's Hyperion. Does Hyperion have a star on his chest? People think it's Superman, but it definitely isn't.
Yeah, that's Hyperion.
I thought so, yeah. I'm excited for that. I know not everyone is. So I lied last week. By lied, I mean I had wrong information. Not wrong information, but I misconstrued information. The Paramount Warner Brothers deal is actually going through. He didn't pull out. He was considering it, but he didn't. But they're officially going to be like moving into each other, which sucks. We hate that. Excuse me. And they're going to be merging the HBO Max streaming service along into Paramount Plus. So it'll just be one thing. So if anything good comes out of it, we have one less streaming service out there. So whatever, who cares? Be prepared to own nothing and be happy about it. Next up, this one's going to sound bad, but I think overall it's an okay thing. Netflix purchases Ben Affleck's filmmaking startup, which is an AI. Purchases Ben Affleck's AI filmmaking startup, which is a bad sounding thing, but they worded it way worse in the article title than what it actually is. It's not like he's using AI to make films. He's had this for like since 2022, and it's basically just done to help with post-production of movies. He said it addresses things like missing shots, visual elements, fixing lighting, and coloring, which I think is like fine enough. As long as they're not making entire movies out of it, I think that's okay. So it's whatever. I mean, Netflix is going to be doing trash anyway, but I somewhat trust Ben Affleck to not make garbage. So I think that's at least good that he's the one that owns it. Do I have good news? Oh, Marvel Rivals is doing a thing. They're doing a build up to Avengers Doomsday where they go through and do all of the Avengers movies, starting with a Avengers 1 tie-in. It's a PvP mode where it's a 1v6 game where the one is Loki, and they're equipped with all new skill set. Deceptions, illusions, Infinity Stones. That's what they're gonna have apparently, and they're gonna be fighting against 6 players. So I think that'll be fun. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the only one we got updates on, right? Just the Avengers 1. Okay, cool. I thought I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And then this is good adjacent news, everyone. So the Wild Robot Escapes, the second Wild Robot movie, is currently in development at DreamWorks. Everyone get excited. This is awesome. The first one was peak. However, there is a slight. Is this a bad thing? Okay. There's a different director on it. Like Chris Sanders, the guy who did How to Train Your Dragon and Wild Robot, is not directing it, but it's being directed by a guy named Troy Kwane, who directed a movie called Nimona, which people really, really like. I haven't seen it, but I've heard literally nothing but good things. So this isn't like the worst thing ever. However, Okay. Like the direction of the last movie is one of the many reasons why I love that movie. So I'm a little nervous now, but I'm happy they're making it. I didn't think they were going to. So this is a plus. This is a positive. That's all my news, by the way. So Skylar, it's your turn. Take it away.
Cassie, what have you been watching?
Oh, funny you ask. So as far as like TV shows and movies, not a lot. I'm gonna be honest. JJK, a little bit of that. I think I made it to season 3 finally. Have not gotten very far at all, but I'll get there. Rewatching Invincible because the new season comes out next week, I want to say, and everything that has happened in that show up to this point has completely left my brain. A little bit of like Bob's Burgers, a little bit of Abbott, a little bit of It's Always Sunny, but like that's kind of it. Video game wise, that's been taking up most of my free time. Still playing Rivals. Duh. And then my Rivals friend group, we started playing Phasmophobia. That game is so goofy. Like, it's like you go and you hunt ghosts and it's supposed to be scary. It's not scary because the physics are just dumb, but we've been having a lot of fun on that. Been playing Stardew still. I think I've put like 20 hours into that game since the last time I've been on the podcast. Cyberpunk still trying to make my way through that. And then been playing Split Fiction too. That game is awesome. I think I said this last time, but I definitely would recommend it. It is so much fun.
We're going to be streaming that somewhat soon in the next month.
Yeah, I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. It's very like whimsical. The boss fights are fun. You get like fun platformer levels. It's really cool. I'd definitely talk more about it with you guys whenever you play it, but I think you'll enjoy it. I think that's like kind of it. I need to start writing this stuff down because I always forget. Like after the podcast ends, I'm like, oh no, wait.
Yeah,
but
I do.
Yeah, it's bad. But I think that's it. I hope. I don't know. I'm sure if I'm forgetting something, it's obviously not that important. So yeah, that's what I've been watching.
So you get off the podcast, you're like, the most important one.
Yeah. No.
That always happens too. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
After I say I'm done and when Skylar's going, that's whenever I remember all the cool things.
Austin, what have you been
watching? Guy. Thank you for asking, sir. Not a whole lot. I finished what is it? Ultimate Spider-Man, or the one Zach got me, or Zach and G got me, and like that. I've been reading like 2 pages of that before I go to bed for like the longest time, and I was just like, okay, yeah, it's done. I need to get the next ones because it is very, very good. Fire Force, I'm like 4 episodes into season 3 now. So catching up. Season 3 animation's pretty significantly better.
I think that first half of season 3 is not all that great, but I think that the second half is pretty sick.
I didn't love season 2 that much, to be honest.
I like season 2. What? The Joker and Benny stuff is so fun.
Yeah. The Joker and Benny stuff, but a lot of the rest of it felt like there were high highs, but like the lows. I feel like the baseline was kind of lower than season 1, but I don't know.
I think it's because the story is weird. Like the actual like where they're going, it's so not like a normal story structure.
I like that though.
I know.
I can kind of see that. That's like one of my favorite things, but I think they get derailed from that a lot of the times. I will say the end of season 2, were they off that? Hold on. Does anyone care about spoilers? I'm like, this is a very low T1. Okay. They off the guy with like the thermal vision right after like explaining what he does and him being cool and really useful, and just immediately dies. I'm like, wait, we're watching this show? I'm like,
that was Juggernaut, and that was awesome because like he lost his leg, he lost his arm. Sick.
I thought he was dead. That was. And they really established the stakes with the other guy dying. And I get that he was just like a random dude, but he was pretty useful and seemed to be, I thought he was going to be like a more main character after that. Like that was cool. And then I got a recommendation for just like a kind of slice of life anime type thing. Fruits Basket.
Oh, I've heard
Anyone
great
seen
things
that?
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cassie, haven't
it's
you seen
fun.
that?
It's
In what?
Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket.
Oh yeah, a few episodes. It's cute.
Yeah, I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. Yeah, it's cute. I like they're like trying to think of how to say this. They have depth to the characters on an emotional level that they explore very early on that I was not expecting, and I'm curious how they continue with that. But yeah, it's sweet and it's nice to not have something depressing or just fighting to watch. So
Yeah.
it's a nice change of pace. And then
watch the end
Huh?
the end of the outro for Fire Force. I love it in season 3. The outros for part 1 and part 2 are so good.
I don't even remember. I probably skipped most of them. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll watch it next time. And then gaming wise, not a whole lot. A bit of Rivals, like played with Zach the other day. And then I've been back on Valorant because a couple of my friends from college wanted to play that, and we caught up playing that, and that's been fun. But yeah, that's about it.
Sounds fantastic. I completely forgot I was also reading Ultimate Spider-Man until you mentioned it, and I was like, oh, I've been definitely lacking in that. But Zach,
Yes, sir.
what have you been watching?
Not a whole lot, actually. I've had a really weird work schedule. I don't like playing video games in the morning, and I've been working at night most of the time. So I like get up and just do things instead, like vacuum or work on the podcast. So super fun stuff. I read a little bit more of Godzilla versus the Great Gatsby, which I'm quite enjoying so far. Jules Verne now in it for some reason. That's awesome. Sherlock Holmes, big part of the book for some reason. Love it. I feel like I turned 3 pages and there's a new crazy historical figure now added into this. It's amazing. I honestly couldn't. The time machinist just like appears one chapter. Like he just is there and he's like, I can't tell you my name, but this won't work. And they go, okay. And then now he's just like a main guy. And he's just a part of the team now. Okay. Cool. Love that. Me and G are caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen and Fire Force. Great episodes for both of them this week. It was awesome. It was really great. What's your head turn, Austin?
I saw stuff online for Fire Force that made me think that it was a very fan servicey episode, or maybe that was last week's.
Last week's was it was all about fan service. That was last week's episode.
Okay.
It was literally but okay. It's not. I'm not justifying it or saying it's good or whatever, but like I think that's the end of it. If that helps you, like I think last episode was
the end of it.
Yeah. You'll see what I mean.
Let's go. I think I know what you're talking about.
3 episodes left in the season, so like it's not exactly. And 3 episodes left in the entire show, and they waited till like.
Oh wait, season 3 is like the end of it.
Yes. When you get into part 2, it's very definitive. This is the end. You'll see what I mean. But great. This episode is the highest rated episode of anime ever. Right now, the Fire Force one.
Damn.
Yeah. It has 0 fan. Well, if you think really sick, dope ass things are fan service, then I'd say there's a shit ton of fan service in this episode. But if you think fan service is what we normally just call fan service, then there's none of that in this episode at all. It's an all badass one. It's beautiful. Like there were certain moments where I was like, this is incredible. Like I can't believe. I wouldn't say it's. That's a lie. I was gonna say I wouldn't say it's fluid, but it is fluid. It's not constant. If that. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really beautiful. I recommend watching it, especially since like I know 2 of the 3 people in this chat have seen Fire Force. Especially, I know this will be Skylar's favorite episode of the show.
I'm kidding you not. Scrolling on Instagram, I see the rating and the name of it right now. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to spoil off it, but. Yeah, that looks nuts.
Sheen Red dies.
Turn away for like just
Okay.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's not even the picture that usually goes with that number. The other picture is so cool, bro. Dude, I like Arthur a lot, but he definitely peaked in this episode. It was something else, dude. It was something else. And then I'm not gonna lie, people had some problems with that Jujutsu Kaisen episode. I thought that was awesome. Did you watch it? Oh wait, I
Yes.
should to Austin. You're good. Come back. That was
Wait,
okay.
is he caught up on JJK?
I don't know if he is,
should we
but I'll be
go
vague
Cassie?
enough. I won't say names. I think
Cassie, do you want us to
I think.
talk about the newest JJK episode or no?
Oh, I can just take my ears out for a second.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that again too. I've
I
not
was
seen
gonna be
it.
vague, but I guess no.
Welcome
point.
back, Zach. It's us again.
Hey, let's go. Okay, so I like Higuruma a lot. I people didn't like how they added more fighting into it because the manga is like kind of quick
No.
with it. I thought the fighting was sick. I like
It was awesome.
yeah, and they're like, oh, he's a lawyer, whatever. No, but he's like the most skilled lawyer ever. He reversed engineered
Highest
cursed
potential.
energy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes sense, and it also wasn't like he was doing like kung fu or some shit. He just was punching, really fast. It's the same vibe as Yuji being really skilled at
Most of
fighting,
it was his technique.
Yeah,
Most of
that's
it was with his hammer. He was mad.
basically. Well, people were mainly talking about like the combat that him and Itadori had. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I get it. I think it makes sense.
he did have to get 100 points.
Well,
So
he also did say that he killed everyone in one hit. So like, it's kind of easy to get 100 points if you just one hit hammer them away. So it does make sense.
that is true.
But like, they did
but-
such a good job of animating the. Yep, I did it. It was so good, dude.
Or the like Itadori like wind up with his shirt for that punch.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
so
It was
great,
so good.
And dude, the way that
Yeah.
everything about that end fight, not end fight, because the entire episode was a fight. But when Higuruma jumped and Itadori like threw his jacket and then put his shirt on Higuruma's face, peak. It was so good.
And at the end, whenever Higuruma like took away the blade and he's like, and he took it away, he's like, I had the file. I knew it wasn't
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
And
He's like, why did you?
When he's like, I can't be around you anymore, or I hate myself even more than I already do. That's not a knock on your personality. And he just lays up like, this character's so well written. I love him. Oh, give me a
Dude,
kiss.
so cool.
He's so cool.
Yeah, they did him so much justice, and I love the like retrial.
Yeah.
Whenever Yuji yells like, "I want a retrial," and it like instantly pops up. That was so awesome.
Speaking about being instant, I was a little worried. Like whenever he admits it, I thought that they were going to do that a little bit differently. The timing of that was so perfect. Judge said the thing. Literally a split second later, it was Itadori. No, he didn't even have to think about it. That was awesome. That he just was like, "Yep, I did it. That was me." I'm gonna be so sad when this director leaves because I love him. He's like the greatest thing to happen in anime.
It might be fake, but I saw that there was like a teenager who did like like Caden was telling me about it and he found it and he was like doing like the entire thing.
Not the entire thing, but the
that's
like
what I think.
hand-to-hand moment with Itadori and Higuruma, like right at the beginning. Remember the scene where Higuruma like knees into the front of the stage and then they go into it immediately? That was animated by, I think he was like 19 or something like that. People were freaking out because he animated a scene in Supercube a couple years ago and he was 17 at the time whenever that happened. So I'm just guessing he's 19, but he didn't do the whole thing. He did a really impressive part of it.
I'm assuming that's the same person that Caden was talking about. And me and Caden were like, this dude's getting a job after this.
Dude, he already has a job, bro. He is fucking set, dude. He's considered like one of the peaks, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that episode was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
We're eating this week.
Do you think it's the best in the series at the moment? Like, well, not best in the series, best in the season.
It's probably my favorite episode in the season, easily. It might be one of my favorite episodes in the entire show, going to be 100% honest. It's so good. I'm a big fan. Thematically,
should we get them back?
Yeah, it was just peak all around. Friends.
This is horrible. They can't. They have to look up.
Yeah.
Hope Austin. I don't even know where Austin is. You could also text.
That worked for Cassie.
It did.
Our thumbs up wasn't working, so I was like, I need to be more dramatic.
Sorry.
I don't even
No,
know
it's
where
TikTok.
Austin's at. He'll come back whenever he's ready, I guess. I played.
Oh,
there he is.
there he is.
We're back. We're back. I played a tiny bit of Rivals. That's like the only game I've been playing, basically, and that's all I've read and watched. Me and G started season 2 of My Hero Vigilantes, but we like watched an episode just because I've been working until like 11 or 12 every night, so it's not like we can watch something whenever I get home because she's either sleeping or getting ready to go to sleep to wake up at 6 in the morning. It's complicated, but it's because everyone's on vacation and I'm the goat, so I gotta fill in for them. Sucks. Hate being important. Okay. All right.
Being good at your job.
I know, right? It sucks. All right, everyone ready? Skylar? All right, oh, fuck. Chandler's not here. I forgot. Okay. Austin, I'm going to count down. And then the second I hit 1, you're going to start. Okay?
Okay.
And then I'm just going to match.
Okay. My delay's weird, but okay.
I need someone, bro. I need someone.
When you say 1, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'll say it.
We'll have
Cassie wants
Cassie.
to step up to the
Unless
plate.
Cassie wants
Cassie,
to.
step
Do
up.
it.
Cassie,
Don't
step
trust
up.
me.
I was like,
No, I
yeah,
trust.
I thought Cassie would be the better option.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry.
Now I don't want to do it.
Fair. Okay, you know what? I'll just read it. I'm kidding.
I got it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Sky.
What have you been watching?
watching?
That was great. That was great.
Nice.
That was like one of the best ones. I'm so proud of everyone. Yay!
Cassie locked in.
I gotta.
It's like those scenes where they go, this is what happens when the human uses 100% of their brain. And then like it's like perfect all around.
It's the Jujutsu Kaisen scene with Toto and Itadori and Mahito. Yeah. We unlocked 120% of her power. Love it.
But mine hasn't been too much. And I don't know how much it will be. This is like the impending doom kind of laying over my head of busy season at work. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be watching from now until like the end of April, and then again in September, in October. But I played a game of Rivals with Zach
This morning.
or 2. Yeah, this morning.
Yeah.
And I've caught up on Modolo up to 24 because the other one's not out for me yet. And then on One Piece minus the last one, or not the last one, minus the one that comes out for me tomorrow. On the last one, I'm not going to say any spoilers. I was going to say, Zach, I think you were right. And that was it. And we were talking about it before, but I want to put it on the podcast that you kind of guessed it. You said it was hinting toward that, and you were right.
Talking about One Piece or Medolo?
One Piece.
Oh yeah.
Our predictions for what that one thing was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's so
It
cool.
was awesome.
It's so
was
cool.
awesome. It did exactly what I wanted and what you guessed at the same time. So I was like 2 thumbs up. This is great.
I'm going to say something in a vague way so that you guys don't have to go away again. No, vague, Austin, vague. That attack was so massive, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, that gotta be, if it's not the strongest attack in the entire series, it's the biggest one. Like, it was, like, the scaling, because it was larger than the guy who did it. And that guy is big, dude. Like, that guy is big. That was crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
Other than that, I've played like a couple games of like Mario Kart World. And then like my dad was here for a little bit, so I put on like miscellaneous movies that I know he likes, like Tommy Boy, Billy Madison, like those just like old school comedies that obviously he'll like. What did you say?
I said Mad Max Fury Road. I do know that Block said he enjoyed that movie. I would not consider it one of his favorites.
I'm trying to think of the other things. Oh, he started Ozark, so he's been watching a little bit of Ozark too.
Okay.
Yeah, but like me and Lily haven't really. We've maybe watched an episode of New Girl.
Okay.
And I haven't watched. I'm up to date on Jujutsu Kaisen, but we talked about that. like I haven't been kept up with Vigilantes. I haven't been caught up with Hell's Paradise, their new season.
I heard it's crazy.
So I got some stuff on the burner. So I'm pretty excited. Looking forward, but I really think that's all I got, which
You
is
guys see
kind of
that
crazy.
Spanish fan animation of Mega Man? I think it's the funniest thing on the entire planet for some reason. I send it to everyone whenever it pops up on my feed like every day, where he's like waiting in a line and he's like, "I can't handle this, Maharaga!" And he's like sitting on the
Yeah.
toilet and he's like, "I don't have any toilet paper, Maharaga!"
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
It's
That
awesome.
meme
It's
is
so
great.
good, bro.
Slightest inconvenience.
Peak, bro. I love it. I'm sorry, I just thought about that randomly. I don't know what. That was an intrusive thought. Anything else?
No, I really think that's it.
Sweet.
I built some furniture, but that was about it. Got a new chair.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. All right, brother. Wind us down.
Oh wait, it's 6 next week, right?
Yeah,
Because we're doing 4, 5,
next
6.
week, yeah.
Okay, so if you stuck around this long, we greatly appreciate it. Let us know what you thought about Star Wars 5. I forget the title. I think it's
Empire
yep,
Strikes Back.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so I was kind of on the right track. Yeah. Let us know what you thought about this movie. Next week, we're doing the 6th, which I do not know the title of.
Return of the Jedi.
But Return of the Jedi.
I think.
Interesting. So let us know what you thought about our thoughts on this one. And we're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the new year. So anything you do, like, comment, subscribe, share, is all greatly appreciated. But watching the video the whole way through helps a lot, just as much. So join us next week with Star Wars 6, and we'll see you then.
So
Jack, take it away.
as a kid, the Star Wars 6 was my favorite Star Wars. Also, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, I liked how Darth Vader was in this movie a lot more than last movie. Sorry for bringing it back to the very beginning of the podcast, because it was deserved. Last movie was build up. Now he's the main guy. Forgot to say that. Just remember that. That's it. All right. We'll see you guys next week. I am very excited for one really bad scene in this movie because I'm going to talk about it a lot. But other than that, we'll see you guys next week with Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, episode 6. See you.